And live. There we go.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Gentleman with my brother Miguel. I just realized I keep looking at the laptop, but the actual camera's over here. So I might be looking like towards the monitor, but it doesn't look like I'm looking at them through the thing.
So you need to say
That
that.
that
Well, we're
that's
live.
my ADHD, guys. I apologize. I just saw a little something. It threw me off. Anyways, what I want to say is welcome to the Friday show. Um, this is the last guest we have for the month. Reason being is Monday we're gonna do our finals for the cigar best ash of the month. So don't forget you still have time to get your best ash in there. We're gonna be doing a recap show for the month, and then Wednesday, which is the last day of the month, we're gonna be doing our giveaway show, which would have been today, but we had guests lined up for the entire month, so we wanted to get as many in as we could
Talk to him as long as
and
we
talk to them
could.
as long as we could.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys have enjoyed having these guests on as much as we have. Before we get into our guest today from the Boutique Cigar Expo, I do want to talk to something that affects us Californians. Was this a California ballot thing or a nationwide ballot thing?
It's a Prop 31 for here, I believe, in
Okay,
California.
so it is a California Proposition 31. You guys, we need to help strike this down. It is a ban on flavored tobacco when it comes to menthols and smokeless tobacco devices. It does not mention pipe tobacco. It does not mention cigars. But vapes, e-cigarettes, cigarettes, that kind of stuff is mentioned. Reason I'm saying we need to help strike this down is because once they get rid of them, they will come after us. Whether you like vapors or not, whether you like cigarette smokers or not, we do need to come together as tobacco smokers and vote this down. That is Prop 31 for you guys here in California. We need your help to vote no on that, you guys. A ban of any kind is infringement on your rights, and that's not cool. Um, and again, even though this is not specifically mentioned cigars or pipe tobacco, this is more menthol cigarettes and vapes.
Yeah, they're very much targeting the vapes on this
Yeah.
one, but that's just step one.
Once they're done with them, they will come after us. Do not get it twisted, you guys. Vote no on Prop 31. But that's political as I'm going to get today on the show. All right, today, you guys, we have a guest here from the Boutique Cigar Expo. This takes place next month in Tampa. I believe it's the 22nd and 23rd. I could be wrong. He'll correct me once I bring him on. So let's do that and tell you guys right now we are smoking DAV cigars, the red label.
Yes, I am having. Are you on the internet right now?
I am. I'm getting off.
Get off the internet. My goodness. Unprofessional, this gentleman.
All
So I hope
right.
you guys can see us just fine, but we will be back with you in 24 seconds with our guest on from the Boutique Cigar Expo, which I'm very excited to talk about because there's some awesome events in Tampa, and I want to hear about all of them. All of them, all of them, all of them. So, guys, do me a favor, share this, like this, whatever you can do. Make sure you have questions in the comments, and we'll be back with you in 24 seconds. Thank you so much.
Whatever it is, I don't like it.
Not a fan either.
Okay, it's going away.
There we go. All righty, sir. How you doing today?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Just enjoying another summer day here in Bakersfield, California. It is hot, but I am sure it's hot where you're at too. I believe, huh?
Oh yes, Tampa is a balmy 95 degrees right now.
Now, how's the humidity though?
Oh, Jesus! I mean, it's probably a good 60% right now,
Okay,
and about to rain, so it's even worse.
Oof.
So I'll take our 105 to high 90s in humidity. I'll definitely take that. We've got that dry heat out here where we don't have to deal with that humidity and that out of nowhere rain. I mean, I've been to Florida once. We went to Orlando when I graduated high school. My uncle took us on a trip, and it rained like clockwork, like at 2 o'clock every day. And I'm like, that is the craziest thing, man. The craziest thing. Middle of
Like
summer,
clockwork.
crazy. So we have you here today to talk about the Boutique Cigar Expo. And did I get the dates right? Is it 22nd and 23rd?
No, sir. No, sir. It's the 20th and 21st.
Oh, I was so close. Okay.
Yes, yes.
I think that's just
You know,
because you guys need to make it a 4-day event. That's why I went there.
well,
Oh.
the thing is we were trying to be cognitive of the time of the shop owners, and so we selected dates where we feel that the shops aren't as busy,
Mm-hmm.
and so by doing that, we can actually go through and potentially get more shops out, because
Yeah.
that's what the expo is. It's a B2B setup, and we are doing we're basically doing it like PCA, right? And so in doing it like PCA, we will have the capability of doing um, wholesale. So the manufacturers will be able to do wholesale, and we're actually turning the trade show on its head, right? So we're incorporating a couple of things that like PCA and TPE don't necessarily even involve when we are actually doing when they do theirs. We're actually allowing the public to buy tickets and come in and do retail with the manufacturers that choose to do retail. You know, so they can do direct sales and actually work their footprint for brand recognition with the public at the same time that they work the getting into shops and being a part of those locations to make them sustainable. So that is literally the direction that we are pushing. And then the other piece is we're doing a virtual tour online. So the day of the actual event, you'll be able to go online, which is ticketed though, so that you can come out, take a look at the people who are there, what their brands are, what their stories are. We'll have videos, all their POC information, and then they'll allow you to contact them if you want to make your own orders. So that's kind of how we're turning the trade show model on its head, just so that we can do more for the boutique side and try to help these guys really get out there and expand their brands. I can't hear you.
One more time. Can you hear us now?
There you go.
There we
Okay.
go. Sorry about that.
So Billy asked, when is this taking place and where? Billy, this will be next month. This will be in Tampa. Where in Tampa will this be held?
The Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa.
Very
It's
cool.
literally 3 minutes away from the Hard Rock. You know, we're gonna hang out at the L Bar there, drink and smoke cigars and hang out, have a great time. But in the actual fairgrounds, you know, we're going to be set up, big air conditioned tent. You know, everybody's going to be able to hang out, have a great time. We're doing tastings and pairings right now as well.
Nice.
So it literally gives people the experience of them getting to hang out in the lounges and things like that, so that then the actual shop owners can see people's reaction directly to people's cigars, as well as the drinks that we have brought on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
So
I'm going to ask a question if you can touch on it or not, because I think it's a debated question that a lot of people have when it comes to what boutique means. Where did you guys make the cutoff on what would constitute as a boutique cigar? There's people say, oh, well, this company, they're getting too big. They're no longer boutique. Or that company may have started off boutique, but they're not boutique anymore. Did you guys decide on a cutoff for that? Like, if you guys make more than this many cigars a year, or how did you guys decide?
well, a lot of the pieces that we did were not necessarily the age of companies, because there are some boutiques that are older, but they've never expanded beyond being a boutique. A lot of people don't actually like the word boutique. They think it's derogatory in the cigar world.
I've heard
You
that as
know,
well. Yeah.
But right now, the boutique side is starting to embrace it and starting to take it on more as like a small batch, uh, limited run kind of nomenclature, right?
Hmm.
So that is kind of where we're looking. We're looking for the guys that are typically a smaller company, more like a mom and pop, things of that nature. Um, we're looking for ones that are producing probably somewhere around the realm of below 200,000 cigars a year. In order to kind of, if Fuente and them, Carlito and Eric and all of them came over, we're not gonna kick them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's more to help the little guy
Right.
and the
Right.
medium guy get out there. We've had conversations with Platinum Nova, Cavalier, Stolen Throne, The Arrival, that caliber of cigar company. The only bad part is those guys. We kind of shot our shot late, right? Their calendars are already full.
Hmm. Hmm.
People are going to be in Germany. Nova's going to be out there in California. So a lot of those people are already taken up for what we're doing, but they're very excited and they send their support. And they said next year they're in. So all we can do is grow from here. So we're looking for the medium size cigar company to more small batch, uh, but capable of making a certain amount of cigars, because we want them to be able to work with the shops and actually maintain their capability of bringing cigars into them and maintaining that relationship with them.
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah, I get that
100%.
absolutely. Billy wants to know, where can they buy tickets? Is it to you guys directly? Are you guys on Eventbrite, Ticketmaster? What would they use?
Directly through us. Go to www.boutiquecigarsexpo.com, and that's cigars with an S. And we have general admission tickets, and we have retailer tickets. So if you're a shop, and one of the most important pieces of that is if you have a cigar group that you are a part of, we are doing cigar group discounts.
Nice.
So if you're a part of the Good Time Gang, Grown Ash, Ash Holes, Barrel Burners, the Hooligans, have them contact us through Instagram, DM us, and we'll send out a group discount code just for the group.
That's fantastic. That's awesome.
Smart way to do that. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
I do like that. That's a good idea.
Now, I believe we've gotten in some very good information here, but you've missed a very critical question, Frankie. What are we smoking right now, sir? What are we enjoying today?
This is actually a shop house brand from one of the shops that are going to be there, or one of the brands that's going to be there. It's called Ash House in
Nice.
St. Pete. And these are actually done for Morgan Jones. He actually used to be a VP of Camacho back in the day. He has them rolled by AJ Fernandez.
Very
So
nice.
it's an extraordinary stick. I mean, it's beautifully made and super tasty. I mean, it just hits all the bells and whistles, man. Beautiful stick.
That's what I like to hear, especially hearing about house exclusive or house brand cigars, because a lot of the times you can find some real gems in those packages right there. Whether they decide to go with their own fancy band they want to throw at, or just have them in those honeycomb shaped boxes that some of the retailers have for sale. There's some really good cigars out there that are local,
Mm-hmm.
or at least easily found locally in your own neck of the woods that maybe we can't find in our area or the next town over, because it's that particular lounges, house blend. I love going to different lounges, excuse me, and trying different blends like that. It's one of my favorite things. Kind of see
Well,
what
when you guys come out, we'll definitely hit as many of those spots as we can, and we have a wide variety of just mom and pop shops, house blends. I mean, it's beautiful. You'll love it out here.
That's fantastic. So for those going out there, is there a central hotel that you guys have booked up, or how does that work for those guys looking for rooms when they get out there? They crashing at your
Well,
place?
the Hard Rock is right across the way from it. There's also a Holiday Inn Express, Comfort Inn Suites. Hotels like that are literally right around the area there. But there's also a ton of Airbnbs. There's a ton of other hotels that are maybe 10 minutes away by highway. So it's not bad at all.
Okay,
Perfect,
fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic. I know sometimes people they get excited for the event and they'll get ready for the event, and then last minute they forgot, oh yeah, I need a hotel room somewhere. And by that time, everything close by is booked up. So I just don't want that to happen to you guys if you guys do plan on getting out there.
Absolutely.
How long have you guys been doing this festival? And how long have you been a part of it?
Well, this is literally the first run.
Okay.
First year, first run, you know, and it really came from sitting and talking with a lot of my friends that are manufacturers. I did Tampa Cigar Week, and I really got to sit and talk with a lot of those guys, and speaking with a lot of other brands. They're having a hard time getting out to these different regions because I really feel that boutique cigars are regional, right? So you get some great cigars that are just in like the LA, San Diego area, Vegas and Phoenix area, just here in Florida, just in Texas, because the brand owners may not necessarily have the capital to go hang out in a state for a month and sell their cigars, right?
True, very true.
So, and then they get priced out of other events because it's Vegas. I mean, just in general, it's Vegas. So it's one of those things where we're trying to do it in a fashion that is at a proper price point for them to come out, but at the same time garner enough attention and bring enough people out to actually build that network and get them out into other shops across the country.
Absolutely.
Well, you can let any of those manufacturers know if they feel they're just stuck in that area, they can send me cigars anytime, and I'll talk about them here on the West Coast. I don't mind at all.
There you go. Absolutely. No, that absolutely. That's another piece of it is, getting it in the hands of good podcasters, good media people, and, get that following to really work that. So that is definitely one of the ways to brand themselves.
Oh, 100%. And once we find some good podcasters and media personality, we're going to point them in that direction because they're around here somewhere. I know there's good ones out there. None of them come to mind at the moment. I can't think. But at the same time, I liked what you were saying though about the price point for events and stuff, because a lot of these companies, like you said, they're still family owned, and we're in the luxury industry. But that doesn't mean we can't just turn a money hose on and we'll knock down any problems we have. It's got to be done fiscally responsibly. It's got to be done strategically, and it's got to be done on a consistent basis, which means, yeah, there's money going out at all times. Whether they decide to go to PCA or TPE, they're putting their money into something that is going to help further their brand and connect to you as a consumer. I know
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, you get some, unfortunately, a couple PCAs ago, this poor little boutique company, they spent a lot of money to go to PCA, and unfortunately they got put in a horrible spot. I mean, they might as well have been outside in the casino. They were so far away from everybody else.
That was a
And
rough one.
They spend all this money bringing free samples, setting up the booth, having their people there, for them not even to break even on being able to get their cigars out there. It's unfortunate. So these
Yeah.
smaller events like this are a godsend. You know, their costs are down. Yeah, maybe they have to travel a bit further than they're used to, but that's not a big deal. I'd rather pay a couple $100 for a flight and an extra bag than a few thousand to have them set up my spot over at PCA. And with the smaller events also, you get more FaceTime with the people. You get more FaceTime with the store owners. You get more FaceTime with the consumers. Maybe you're able to sit down with a couple of them, have one of your cigars, um, and then they fall in love with it, and then they tell their friends. Their friends come over. They start ordering. The shop owners say, "Hey, this guy's getting a lot of buzz. Let me get some orders in." They start ordering boxes, and they start stocking their shelves. And it's just a great way for them to get out there.
Absolutely. And that's why we're also trying to do the tasting and pairing pieces to give them an actual experience of what it would be like to be sitting in the lounge and hanging out and really get to know that cigar and that brand and everything like that. So it's going to be extraordinary. We have 3 podcasts officially that are coming out to work with us, and they're going to do the interviews with each of the brands so that we have the 5-minute blocks for the virtual tours, right? And eventually, throughout they're going to be able to interview everybody. But, by the end, that's more exposure for everybody. The virtual, the podcasts, all of that stuff. So they'll cut up those snippets and be talked about for months to come on top of that. We also have 3 magazines coming in.
Can you touch on who they are, so in case people aren't following them now, they can go follow them so they can get those updates on the event?
Absolutely. We have Puff Sip and Chat out of Atlanta. They focus on boutiques. They focus on liquor pairings, and then they do legacy cigars in there as well.
Nice.
The Great Lakes Smoke Show.
I love those guys.
Yeah. They'll be down here. Half of them are in Orlando, half of them are up north, and they run the gambit. They talk about everything. So they're a great group of guys to get in with as well. And then the last one is Kale, the Big Bear of Cigars, and he is here in Tampa with me. He's actually one of my partners, and he'll be interviewing and talking and speaking to the different groups as well. So it's going to be a great piece where we can actually, really push the tech side of it, and get a lot of that information out to the country, So that's going to be amazing. We actually have 3 magazines that are going to be running us in their actual magazines. So we have Black Smoke Magazine that dropped an article on us this month. That's coming up. We did an interview with them. Humo Latino did an expose on us. They did an interview with us, and it dropped this month as well. And then Pioneer Magazine is an entrepreneurial magazine here in Tampa. And they are focusing on the entrepreneurial side, but they're actually going to be there doing the expose there, talking to people and, working the actual expo itself. We're trying to get Cigar Snob to come in and do an expose, but we'll have to see how that goes. They got to see if they can make it.
Well, that's fantastic. That's what you have set up so far. That's awesome. So this is, again, you guys, this is going to be taking place in September in Tampa at the fairgrounds. So if you guys are available to get out there to enjoy this event, make sure you guys do. Now, as far as getting the fairgrounds goes, we're in California. We get told no a lot on stuff we want to do no matter where we go.
Oh, yeah.
How difficult was it for you guys to be able to book the fairgrounds, and especially with the smoking part of it? We actually tried to rent out the fairgrounds here once for a horror convention. We wanted to put on a horror convention for Halloween, and the lady took one look at us and said, "No, we're booked for the next 5 years." And I was like, Oh, well, that's convenient. Um, so how do you go about reaching out to them? I mean, obviously, Tampa's got to be smoker friendly. Was it an easy process, or was it a bit of a job to get done?
Well, reaching out to them and actually getting an audience with them was the easy part. Uh, and initially, we had some pushback with the smoking piece.
Hmm.
Um, they basically said no smoking indoors, right? So we had to go with a tent, an air conditioned tent on the fairgrounds itself,
Hmm.
because we want to have the space to actually bring in the volume of manufacturers that we're trying to bring in. We've contacted over 200 uh, boutique brands
Right.
in the last 6 months. So, you know, it's going to be one of those things where we got to have the parking, we got to have the capability of the space, and then the smoking. And it's funny because in a city like Tampa, where it is very cigar centric, you get told no a lot for the actual cigar smoking in venues, even at hotels and things like that. So it's a definitely a process
Hmm.
to try and get through those pieces. Um, but after this one goes through and goes through well, we'll renegotiate. So in the next 5 years, we'll have a much better venue to be in.
Fantastic,
That's
fantastic.
wonderful, though. The smart thing is, like you said, though, you might have those difficulties now, but the important thing is to start, because you can always grow, but you can't just decide you're going to grow. You actually have to put in that work to have that
Hmm.
first year. Maybe tents
Absolutely.
aren't the way you guys wanted to start it, but we did a couple of events in town, at least, where we ended up using tents as well,
Hmm.
and a
Yeah.
couple of fans. We didn't have an AC unit for it. The weather was just good enough where we could
Hmm.
we could get away without having the AC units outside, but no one complained.
Nope.
Everyone had a good time, and I can see that happening. Tents, no tents, as long as it's a good time, that's all people
Yeah.
really care about. The rest of it is secondary and just garnish on the plate. As
Yeah.
long as they're having a good time with the manufacturers, with those tastings like you're talking about, which I'm very curious to hear about. Like any particular spirits or companies going to be out there for the tastings as far as that side goes.
We have Den of Thieves whiskey that's going to be there. We have two wines. Right now, we're working. There's a tequila company and a vodka company we're working on right now that are, we're just signing contracts. We're wet inking those. And then we're waiting for the response from the two beer companies that we have. The Cigar City Brewing Company. They make
They
they
make the
make a beer
Maduro,
called
right?
Maduro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. I
and
Good
love that.
stuff.
Yep. I love them.
it's a beautiful beer, beautiful brown ale. And then we're talking to another company called Coppertail Brewing,
Hmm.
and they have one called Night Swim, which is a delicious chocolatey porter.
Yep.
Oof.
So we're pulling those in. So a hot, well, I should say not hot, warm, Florida afternoon. You can sit back, smoke your cigar, have a nice cold beer, or cocktail, and really get that experience together. So it's
Oh,
going to be good.
so if
It's
you
going
need one more, media personality out there, if you guys want to fly us out, I'm more than willing to go. I'm totally down for that. Now, that sounds incredible. I like the diversity as far as different spirits and different drinks to try out. That's really important
absolutely.
because there's so many palettes out there, and as you said, you got so many different boutique cigar companies. Are there any in particular that you are, maybe not most excited for, but just a couple that come off the top of your head? Because I know probably all of them are awesome, but just a couple that come off
Okay.
the top of your head.
That was my next question. All right. Thank you for stealing that.
Uh, OM Cigars, Osvaldo Morales, he's going to be there. Family by Loyalty, Tristan Lee Cigars, um, Martinez Cigars, True Gent, um, Ash House, um, Cigar Recon is going to be there. Um, man, uh, Carballo Cigars. We just signed them today.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's the list keeps growing. I mean, we're pushing 30 plus right now. Vendors. So, just off the top of the head, it's there's so many to just read off. But the response has been beautiful. So we're really excited about that. West Tampa Cigars. That's Ricky Rodriguez's.
Got new stuff going on. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. So, and he's actually going to do a workshop with us Wednesday. So he's going to do, a tasting and pairing, and then he's going to do a Q&A session at 11 and 12.
Fantastic.
That's another thing I love about going to events like that is when you have a chance to learn something that you may not have had a chance to experience before. Like they do the rolling classes at some of them, or just Q&A kind of situation, or I think Aganorsa does it where they have their different they break down what tobaccos they use in their cigars.
Yeah,
things like that just really adding a whole nother layer to the experience and to the event. So I'm really happy to hear that. And Ricky's a good guy. He's good people.
Oh, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. Yeah, he's actually going to be coming back from Germany and then sliding in, just as he gets back. So I really appreciate that from him.
So it's Inner Tobacco, right? Going on in Germany.
Tobacco, yeah.
I keep forgetting that's coming up too. There's so many events and cool stuff going on. That's why I'm glad to have you on, because I want everyone to hear about all of them. Because sometimes, if we can't make it, I know other guys can. And this is definitely something that I think there's 30 plus companies, not including the different alcohol brands going to be there. It's something you should fly into for, guys. And Tampa's a place, like, not just for the weekend. Stay for a week and have yourself a whole experience, because there's so much to do over there.
Oh, we'll go smoke, man. If people come and want to hang out, we'll go smoke with them afterwards and have a great time. I'll show them my city.
I like it. We'll actually be there in December. I wish we could make it for this one, but it looks like we're gonna have to be there next year for sure, because this is sounding pretty dang amazing to me.
Absolutely. Well, what about Tampa Cigar Week? Are you gonna come for that?
Unfortunately, the one we're gonna be making it for for this year at least. We're going to be there for Heritage Cigar Festival in December. I would
let me know when you get in, and then we'll hook up.
Oh, absolutely. I cannot wait for that. I appreciate it. And it sounds like maybe I just need to take, like, I don't know, a year and just stay in Tampa, because there's so many awesome things happening there at all times. So if you know anyone who needs a roommate, or they have a couch for me to crash on, I'll just hang out for just a year on the couch. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, I'm sure we can find somebody that'll be that cool and chill, But next year is when Tampa Cigar Week is going to be. It's going to be in March.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
So
around my birthday. All right, then.
That is.
Yeah, mark your calendar. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, goodness. Now, you're having that house blend right now, and I think I see a certain company on that shirt, sir. Is that Adventure? Yep. Okay. Awesome.
Sir.
I like seeing that. I like those guys a lot too. I cannot remember the name off the top of my head, but they have one cigar with a band that's like pure metal. Oh my goodness. What is the name of that cigar? It's really good. But the first time I smoked it, I felt it. And when you set it down, it literally makes a tink sound. You can hear the thud of your band.
Is that the Adventurer?
I think you're right. I just, off the top of my head, I cannot remember the heck of the name. Oh, it's gonna bug me because it's so good. I was looking at your shirt and I could see like the top of the logo. It's like, I know those guys.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Oh man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now we've been talking a lot of boutique lines, but are there any other maybe some of the bigger guys that you smoke on the regular? Like, I work on these guys quite often. They're good stuff.
I normally hit up like my father's, AJ Fernandez. I'll do a Davidoff Short Perfecto, Casa Magna, Colorado. I'll smoke that regularly. Kind of bounce around there. But I try to hit a lot of the boutiques because I really want to know what's out there, and really try to get in with a lot of them. Like Cigar Recon has some amazing cigars going on. Osvaldo has some great cigars. Tabanero, not Tabanero. Tampano has some great cigars. Uh, Hennessy Cigars. They sent me a sample pack, and man, amazing. You know, they actually put do not smoke before date on their cigars because they have them rolled fresh, and then they send them to you in a humi pack, and then it'll be like a couple of days after it gets to you, so it gets to that optimal humidity and aging and all that at the same time, and they do a great job.
That is proper attention to detail right
Yeah,
there. I
I've
like
had
that.
them a couple times. I did enjoy them when I did have them. It was in one of the boxes that we got, and they did a Zoom with the husband and wife team.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was a while back. It was a while back, but yeah, I remember having those cigars. I remember enjoying them very, very much. So yeah, definitely a good call with those.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Oh yes.
Now we were talking about the venue being at the fairgrounds and the 5-year plan of expanding, going to maybe a cooler spot that you're thinking of. What is the 5-year plan for the expo? Is there any ideas that you guys are like? We're definitely going to implement these, but we want to do them right, so it's going to take a little bit of time before we get to them.
Well, we're definitely going to make sure we build out and gain the popularity that the boutiques deserve. So we're going to work that really hard, building the relationships with the shops and things like that. But, one of the things that I find is, again, boutiques are regional. So, one of the things that's been tossed around by the team is, potentially, doing it semi-annually and, maybe hitting the East Coast here in Tampa and then doing a West Coast version, or a West Side version, depending on where we can, properly land and get a good foothold. So it kind of depends on how things go. And, because we've already been asked to, do it in Texas and do it in Miami. And so with that kind of love and, draw coming, after we actually get it done, man, it's going to be incredible. So I think it's something that has been needed in the industry for a while. So it's definitely one of those moments for us.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I would love to see more good events like this happening in more areas because I definitely would love to go to the East Coast, but it wouldn't hurt if I could have a couple that I could drive to here in California as well. I mean, there are a lot of cigar smokers here. As Frankie said, yeah, sometimes it's a little difficult as far as like some of the rules and regulations go, but the population of cigar smokers is still very much here. There's a lot of us that's dedicated. Even with the taxes, we're still buying cigars on the regular, keeping those local lounges alive, and they're getting better and better. I think you're seeing more what's the word I'm looking for? More educated cigar smokers, so they know what they're getting and they understand the value that's being provided, like an event such as your own.
Beautiful. I'm actually surprised that there's not a lot of like I haven't heard of a lot of festivals in California for cigars.
For the most part, we get small in-house events.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we get. I mean, Cigars and Spirits, they do their event down in Newport once a year.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just because of the taxes and having to have certain licenses to be able to distribute in California, manufacturers find it easier just to do the in-house events as opposed to come together and do one big one.
Yeah.
I think Vegas is as close to the West Coast as they want to come.
Pretty much from that point, yeah. And we do get quite a few like localized events where it's not those few thousand, it's a few hundred people usually. Like you'll have here in town, Stogie Fest. There is the name escapes at the moment, but there's a golf tournament in Fresno once a year. Fuente Fever gets a decent amount of people. They just started that like 45 years ago now, so they're fairly new. But there are events. It's just they're not as big as some of the other ones out there. If we could get just one at least that's more centralized and promoted year round to be just focused on that event, so we can get like you said, a couple
Where
dozen.
would you put it?
My choice would probably be, I mean, if we could make it work, my hometown of Ventura is close enough to LA and towards Central California. Northern California is a little more difficult just because it's a long state. But at that point, if it's big enough, people will travel, and the weather there is great year round. I mean, you're talking 75 on Christmas or in the middle of summer, no problems.
Wow, awesome.
Open beaches. I mean, the fairground there, if they would allow us to smoke outside, I don't even know if you'd need the tent. It'd be just a little bit of sun and breeze on your face. That's about it.
The fairgrounds are right on the beach, though. That'd be awesome. But unfortunately,
that's really
California
cool.
says no to fun. So it is.
It says no to fun.
Yeah.
Oh man. Now, my thing is I actually had a call with a guy after I did Tampa Cigar Week out there in LA, and he was looking into doing a LA Cigar Week.
Very nice.
So I don't know how far that has gone, but you know, I think that they would probably take on more of a model like mine, where I was more shop centric than you know, like parks and, you know, beaches and stuff like that. So I think that might actually, you know, come out good for them, and you know, be able to be workable, because those places already have the licensing and all of that stuff already built in.
That's smart. That's smart. And there's some great lounges in LA. There's plenty of room, and they're not too far apart where it would be an issue. They each have their own, you know, locals and their own regulars. So to bring in more people, I could easily see that working out pretty well, especially in LA.
No, I think that would be really cool. And he also wanted to, you know, kind of do it like I did. I went with centralized regions, you know, so like I did North Tampa, I did South Tampa, I did Midtown, and I did Ybor, you know, and the different modalities. You know, we just stayed in those areas and hung out and really got to get a feel for those locations. So I look forward to it. If he actually pulls it off and gets it on the list, I'll make it out there, man.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd love it. I'd love it.
So over here in California right now, we're dealing with legislation that wants to ban menthol cigarettes and then flavored smokeless tobacco devices. So, you know, your vapes and stuff like that. Nowhere in the legislation does it mention, you know, pipe tobacco or cigars. But, you know, down the line, if they get rid of one, eventually they're going to come for the other.
It's right after.
What are your thoughts?
For me, I don't think that they should ban items like that, you know, because that piece actually directly affected me, right? So back in 20, I was launching an app, My Ash Cigar, and 180 different parental groups pushed Google and Apple to ban tobacco promoting apps because they said that they are promoting to children with the flavored tobaccos. And I'm sorry, but I've never seen a kid walking around with one of these hanging out of his mouth.
No.
Exactly.
You know, and I don't think a kid would ever want to smoke something like this, you know. So I think that they should, you know, the legislature should stay in their own lane, because these guys, you know, they're sitting back at their house smoking cigars, but yet, you know, they're going to ban everybody else from doing it. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, so that's a problem for me.
It's like JFK. What was it? The day before the embargo, he sent someone to go buy a bunch of Cubans. Next day, oh yeah, we're embargoing them now, guys. No more Cubans.
Yep. like he had pallets upon pallets brought in for him to smoke, and then banned it the next day. And I was like, you know, I think it's mad hypocritical. You know, that's it's mad hypocritical. And I think that they should really, let people be. If they want to smoke tobacco, let them smoke tobacco. That's my thing.
Absolutely. And this leads me to another piece of legislation that really irritated the hell out of me. Back when I was in the Navy, I didn't smoke, but there were tons of guys that did smoke. And they used to get the exemption. If you're 18 and active duty, you can smoke. They've done away with that now. It's 21, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. And I find that to be ridiculous. If these kids can sign up, go overseas, and be shot at, they should be able to sit down, have a cigarette, have a cigar, and even have a drink if they want to. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that?
And I believe wholeheartedly, if I sign that line, I should be able to have a drink. I should be able to smoke what I want, because I'm doing it, as a break or a segue from what I've been doing protecting our country.
100%. Yeah, we just had the owner of Don Doroteo on, and he's a young guy. He's like early 30s. Like he said his exact age, early 30s, and he served our country. He went to Iraq 3 times, I believe he said, and that was before the switch, I believe. And he's like, yeah, a lot of guys, they're on a dry base, so couldn't find alcohol in the local area, whatever. But they had cigars, so they had just a moment of personal time, just a brief respite from what's going on.
Yeah.
And we have organizations like Cigars for Warrior trying to get them into their hands, trying to help out in that little extra way you can. And they're doing one of the most dangerous job you can think of for one of the best reasons, trying to protect their country. And you want to take things away from them? It just makes no sense.
So, yeah,
makes no sense.
I digress on that. Before I get hot and bothered on that one, I want to. Richard is absolutely right. He had candy cigarettes as a kid. What kids actually do. No child is going into their local lounge and trying to buy a Davidoff. It's not happening.
Right.
We worked for a local lounge for like 5 years. I was there, and not once did anyone ever come in underage and try to buy something illegally. There was one guy who was 20. And he was looking around like, oh, wait, I got to be 21. About, yeah, sir, you got to be 21. It's like, all right, I'll see you in a couple months. That was the only issue I've ever had.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, my thing is most of them don't even understand how to smoke a cigar from the get-go. So they wind up sitting, choking, getting sick because they're doing it wrong, And the thing is again, this is an adult luxury item, and the adults are the ones that are interested in it because we don't go to the club anymore. We go to the golf course, we go to the cigar shack, and we sit, we watch our football, baseball, basketball, we smoke a cigar, and we have a great time. We're not going to the clubs. We're not doing any of those other pieces. That is the transition now of a lot of the adults, because that is, the new gathering place for adults, it is these locations.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and real quick, you guys, I just want to welcome my good buddy Daniel Muller to the show. Like I said, you guys, back when I was in the Navy, he was with me over at Great Lakes for our boot camp, and lucky for me, he got in so much trouble I just flew under the radar the whole time. So thank you, Dan, for that. Helped me make it to boot camp. Been friends ever since. This was way back when.
He's on the East Coast right now, right?
Yeah, he's over in New Jersey. So
Muller, if you get a chance,
if you guys are ever walking around Jersey and you see Dan, you tell him thank you from me.
And real quick, a lot of agreement in the comments right there. And Paul says the clubs were great. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I've never been a club fan. Even when I was younger, and 22, 23, it was just so loud. It was never my scene. There was a local bar called the Alley Cat. You could smoke in there, but I wasn't smoking at the time. I wish I would have had a cigar for that moment. Have a drink. People who are a little less crazy. Some nights were a little rowdier than others. So it is a local bar. But when I found cigar lounges, that kind of was. It was my speed. Those are my kind of people. Everyone has a common interest. Everyone's there to smoke a cigar. but everyone has different walks of life. You know, they're doing different jobs, different cultures, different backgrounds, and you really do expand your horizon a little more than listening to really loud club music. And I can't even hear what you're saying. Of
Can't
course, it's
even do it.
never there for conversation anyways. There to find a pretty girl.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I love the fact that you can be sitting next to a garbage man and a billionaire at the same time having a conversation over the leaf. And, you know, it doesn't matter that he's a garbage man. It doesn't matter that he's a billionaire, you know. We're all just chilling, having a great time, understanding each other just because of this.
Mhm.
And that is huge to me.
No, 100%, 100%.
Yep. You know what, brother? We're actually coming up to our hour. So before I let you go, if you can give everybody a quick rundown again of the event itself, what they can look forward to experiencing, when and where, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Okay, so the Boutique Cigars Expo, September 20th and 21st in Tampa, Florida. We're bringing on, 30 plus, 40 plus cigar manufacturer vendors. We're going to do pairings and tastings. During the experience, we're going to have mobile lounges out there. And, we're tilting the regular trade show on its head, because you have places like TPE and PCA where it's literally B2B centric and that's it. We're trying to expand 2 different footprints at the same time. We're trying to get people into shops to make them sustainable. And then we're trying to expand their brand recognition footprint and get it into the hands of the different people in these cigar groups, in the public, so that they can go to these shops, recognize it and request it, or go grab it and buy it themselves. And then we're adding that third piece that nobody else is doing, and that is the virtual tour, where you can go through. If you can't make it out, get a ticket for that and go through and listen to the stories of the different owners and manufacturers and the blenders, and read their stories, read their descriptions, and go ahead and buy a box, support the little guy. There, the thing is that you can always get a Padron, a box of Fuente, Gurkha, Davidoff, but this is somebody's passion that they have put into your hand, and they want you to experience it. This is one of the only other artisanal pieces that are still out there, right?
100%.
It's kind of like an executive chef. I made this just so that you can enjoy it, and that's it. So with the Boutique Expo, we're actually looking to help everybody, as manufacturers, as shops. We're building a giant network so that everybody can, start, lifting all ships at the same time, kind of deal. And that's what the whole expo is about, is, really pushing that envelope and getting it so that these guys that have put their passion in your hand can actually, maintain and continue doing that for many years to come.
That's fantastic.
Love
Real
it.
quick, just to touch on what the Pauls wrote. Paul Prevo, obviously, absolutely, you're right. We have to support cigarrights.org. You guys make sure you sign up for that and you support them any way you can. And then Paul Bennett's our buddy up in Alaska, following us for a long time now. He said that they should do an event up there. I think that'd be kind of interesting, to do an event up in Alaska when they have that 24 hours of sunlight. Do like a 24-hour cigar event.
Jeez.
That would be fun.
Yeah, imagine that. Start from 8 in the morning till 8 in the morning. Just go all day, all night. I think that'd be kind of fun. Or you could do it when they have the 24 hours of darkness. That'd be kind of cool too. Get a little rave going.
I mean, either way, I think I'd be on board. Paul, if you can get about at least 50 guys to say they're definitely going to go and they'll buy tickets, I will set that up. I will definitely be a part of that.
I don't think there's 50 people in Alaska.
I'm pretty sure. They're out there somewhere.
I
All
used
right,
to live there. I was stationed in Alaska, so yeah, I completely understand.
all right, guys. That is going to be doing it for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. We want to thank you for being on and talking to everybody about the Boutique Cigar Expo. I hope it is a fantastic event, and I wish you
100%.
guys much success. Um, and again, you guys, the website to get the tickets is right there at the bottom. So if you guys want to go and get your tickets, there you guys go.
Yep.
And,
www.boutiquecigarsexpo.com.
They're awesome, guys. Yeah, right there on the screen. You can mark that down. Get your tickets ASAP. And I hope everyone who goes has an amazing time. I cannot wait to check it out for myself as well, brother. Thank you so much for being on with us. And we'll have to have you on again soon, or hopefully after the
right
event. So we
after
could
the
do
event, so we can see how it went and get a recap
yeah.
going.
Not a problem. Let's schedule it out.
Fantastic. All righty, we'll let you go. And thank you again.
No, thank you for your time. Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, guys. There, I'm gonna leave that on there so you guys can see that. But we do have some news of our own as well. California Dreamin' Volume 2. For those who are supporters on Facebook or on Patreon, you guys already know the news was coming, but they are going to be ready for pre-order hopefully later today. I will get the link out there for you guys for how you can do that. They are going to be in 10 packs. It's going to be some wonderful stuff. I will show the new band off then as well.
The band is beautiful. We had a master artist design it, so it's fantastic.
Who was the master artist, Frankie?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's I want to put that out. No, it's honestly, I'm really excited. He had a good idea, and I just kind of stood to the side, like, damn. All right, I don't even have to worry about it this time. I'll just let him do his thing, and I'll help however I can. Little odds and ends. Making sure the volume looks good, whatever it was. But I am very excited for this one. I cannot wait for you guys to try it out. And yeah, that's all I got for today.
Just real quick, guys. As you know, we've had a full month of guests so far. If you guys have enjoyed that and you guys like that format, let us know by sending us a message or putting a post on the page, as opposed to just Miguel and I talking bullshit all day. Let us know. Then we can definitely start setting that up more often, maybe once or twice a week. That way we can still get the podcast out on Wednesdays. But yeah, I know we've enjoyed it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will see you guys on Monday.
Have a good one, guys.